Peace, love, and life, family. Sister Toffee here, creator of KMSC.online, where we talk about the divine nature in your spirit. Today is Sunday, the 20th of November, 2022. Our numbers today add up to an 8. Well, they reduce down to an 8, which brings us to intelligence. This particular video I'm doing is about secret sin and spirituality versus religion. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Spirit's going to channel messages through me. I've been up since about, I would say, 3 to 4 a.m. Downloads have been coming in, and let's see if they'll come out because I didn't write them down. However, I do have some scriptures out of the King James Version Bible that I'd like to share with you. This is just for you to review. I'm not telling you to convert to Christianity. I use the Christian Bible as a tool for understanding of self as well as other spiritual books. So I'm going to be enjoying my tea I'm having this morning. So if you have, if you're getting this video early in the morning or at a moment where you're relaxed, I encourage you to do the same. Get you a glass of tea, a cup of tea, coffee, whatever your drink is, some water, and let's just relax for a minute in this moment and breathe and just be. And I'm going to allow Spirit to channel this message of religion versus spiritual reality. And hopefully it will help us to evolve into a higher and better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. While I'm doing that, I'm going to be doing my nails. I hope you guys don't mind. So this is really going to be a chat. Me and you. It's going to be a chat. I'm going to do a video a little later after this video. We're going to ask Spirit for, I don't know if it's going to be guidance into December or addressing our secret sin. So I have definitions here from the Oxford Dictionary, which I researched on Google, and some very interesting ideas came out for both the definition of religion and also spiritual reality or spirituality. So I'm going to read those as I do my nails, self-care. Also, I'd like to pay homage to the energy of life, which is the Leo energy, the Christed energy, the spirit of life. So I would like to thank the divine for this day and ask for divine intelligence to come in and allow my spirit guides and angels and spirit team and ancestors and ascended masters to come and support me and give me this message and give me the knowledge that's needed and not my own opinion for truth to come through, because that's what's going to help us set us free. It's truth. Know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Okay? So, religion versus spirituality. I did a search for both words, and the Oxford provided me with the following. Religion gave me, under religion, they gave me 3 examples of what the definition of religion is. And what I have is number 1, a belief in worship, a belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal God or gods. That was the first suggestion of what the definition of religion is. The next one I have is a particular system of faith or worship. So that was the second example they have of religion. The third example they have for religion is a pursuit of interest to which one ascribes supreme importance. Okay, not just importance, but supreme importance. Like this is your, your deal makers and your deal breakers. It's what you live by. It's your way of life. So After I finish reading both examples that Oxford gave me, I'm going to give you my own personal opinion. I'm going to ask you your personal opinion of what you think about spirituality and religion. Okay, so the similar words they gave us as a suggestion were faith, belief, divinity, worship, creed, teaching, and doctrine. Those were the similar words they gave under the definition of religion. Okay. Also, I have scriptures based on my purpose of talking about religion and spirituality, because it's really spirituality versus religion. That's what this topic is about. I personally ascribe to spiritual reality. I was raised in a Christian church. I embraced many different religions. However, my foundation does remain in Christianity, but I consider myself more of a spiritual person as opposed to a religious person, because as you can see, there's examples of what religion is here. Let's go over them. A belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power. Number one, I personally no disrespect to Oxford. I don't believe that religion has anything with a human power. I believe that religion has something to do with a higher power that is not a human. So I disagree on that as far as it being a superhuman. I would say a super divine controlling power, but not a superhuman power. Especially a personal God or gods. I can agree with that because people have different ways of understanding God's source, the divine, and they have different ways of worshiping. Native Americans worship animal spirits or honor animal spirits, which the divine is created, or what they call spirit. So that's something I also aspire to and support because I have Native American blood in my bloodline. So I support, of course, any type of practices in Native American culture. The second example, a particular system of faith or worship. Okay, a particular system of faith or worship doesn't mean it necessarily has to be something that is of benefit to other people, meaning that its interest is in seeking the freedom of another person. Religion is supposed to set you free, right? Supposedly, from some type of suffering. A particular system of faith or worship doesn't have to be something that is that's of a higher morale. You can have a religion of abuse. You can have a religion of narcissism and justifying your reason to be a narcissist. You can have a religious practice of being a person that practices infidelity and compromises the continuity of your family, although you took a vow to honor, cherish, and love a person for the rest of your life. So when it comes to a particular system of faith or worship, that does not mean, in my personal opinion, that it means that a person is practicing something that has to do with spirit. It may be feeding their own ideals, their own ideologies, their own desires, their own goals, their own objectives. And so I'm talking about this because I think that we have a lot of people afraid of spiritual reality because they think religion and spirituality are the same thing, and they're not. Religion is something that you practice because it's something you do all the time. It's something you believe in. It's something that you aspire as supreme importance in your life. It doesn't mean it has anything to do with the Creator or nature or God's source of divine or spirit. It just means that it's something that a person considers their reality. And so it's their religion. They do it religiously. They do it all the time. A person can be a religious liar. A person can be a religious thief. A person can be a religious manipulator. So when we're dealing with language, we have to be careful to research and understand the definition and understand that the definition is simply an idea of what a person believes that definition represents. As you can see in the examples that I've just given, that Oxford just gave us, religion has many different explanations for what it means. For those of you that have never been to this channel, thank you for coming. I'm sorry for the late introduction. I appreciate your time and your presence and your attention. You don't have to be here. You can be anywhere else, so thank you. The ancient Egyptians used hieroglyphs, visual language, to teach, and oftentimes the images have more than one meaning, as does this word religion. As you can see, it has many different meanings to different people. And so I would encourage you to consider thinking about what spiritual reality is, because it's not earthly reality. It's not human reality. It's a spiritual, meaning a reality that is in the unseen. The place that has created us, the source that has manifested us, the embodiment in which we have our animation, you know. It is the thing that fuels our avatar, our beingness in this life. So consider what spiritual reality is. What is spiritual reality for you? Where do you think you come from? What do you believe animates your being, your existence, your ability to take a deep breath in and let it out, your lungs opening, expanding, and then closing? What do you think that thing is that's allowing your lungs to move in a motion in which you can take in air and stay alive? What do you think this creator is that keeps this thing called our heart beating so that we can stay alive? This is our human Duracell battery. That is Source, Spirit, God, the Divine. The feelings you feel, the emotions you have, when you're happy, when you're sad, that is part and parcel of the source that gives us animation, God, Source, the Divine, Spirit. So I want you to get out of the religiosity, get out of what the world says about religion, and I want you to think about what a spiritual reality is. What is the reality of your spiritual world? And on that note, I'm going to get my tea, my hot water, because it's getting hot and I can smell it. So I'll be right back, okay? Think about that. Get a pen and a pad. What do you think religion is, and what do you think spirituality is? We're going to talk about spiritual reality when I come back. You don't mind being at home with coffee. If you don't mind. You guys were here, we'd be having tea together. We'd be having tea and talk. Tea and talk. All right, family. Hope you don't mind me calling you family. When I say that, I'm speaking of those that are aware that there is a connection between all living things. Those that embrace God, Source, the Divine, and realize that the interconnectedness of the source of our life is what unifies us. So when I say family, I'm speaking of those that know that. Okay, let's talk about spiritual reality. Spiritual reality, the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul. Okay, spirituality, the quality of being concerned with the human spirit. I personally don't agree with the human spirit. I would say with the spirit within the human, which I believe is God, Source, the Divine. This is why I teach spirit science. If you're interested in learning about that, go type in NTR Fundamentals in YouTube and you will find the channel in which I am teaching the spirit science of ancient Egypt. And it's the general composition of the spirit of man and womb man. Women are men with wombs. We come out of the man, so therefore we are an extension of man, just as man is an extension of God. So understanding this composition of our spirit helps us to define what we have in common. It eliminates confusion and brings a peaceful medium to a myriad of issues that we could continue to speak about that are not going to provide any resolve to raising human consciousness and evolving our collective consciousness. And the gift that the divine deserves by us using its life. We should become the best version of ourselves. There's no doubt about that. And so I focus on the thing that connects us, which is spirit. And the one thing that we all have in common, that most of us enjoy. I haven't met anyone say that they don't like the universe. The universe is the sign of the unification of all things. And the celestial bodies, I believe, are not just planets, but governors of human manifestation. And they govern the ability to manifest according to the divine nature within us, which is God's source divine, the nature of God's source divine within us. As long as we are breathing and living, we are using that life force, that spirit, that likeness of God to exist, and we are manifesting with that, whether we're aware of it or not. So spiritual reality, the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul, I do like that part, but I would say the spirit or soul within the human, as opposed to material or physical things. I absolutely agree with that. So Oxford nailed that on the head. I believe that humanness is the experience we have when we enter this physical world. I don't believe we're humans. I believe we're spirits. We take on a human form, and then we operate in this form as a vehicle, as if you drive a car around to get to a particular location, or you fly a plane to get somewhere. It's a vehicle. This is a vehicle. I believe being human is a vehicle, and there's different parts of this vehicle that have to be fine-tuned in order to have it run at its efficiency. You have people that work on planes. You have people that work on semi-trucks. You have people that work on regular cars, foreign cars, which are really not foreign. They're foreign to people that are driving it in another country. But to the people that purchase cars in that country, that's a normal car. It's a domestic car. It's what they use. But if you're purchasing and using a car from another country, then you call it foreign. But really, truly, everything is foreign. We're even foreign, because our true nature is spirit. We are not flesh beings first. We are spirit beings put in a flesh form to have animation, to have experience. So this will die, the physical form, but the spirit will live on. The life force, the being in which we are having our existence in, that will be eternal. And so I am talking about spiritual reality versus religion for a reason. I want to get to some scriptures that I gave you guys. If you guys are interested in joining me for the tarot reading, please do so if you're not afraid of this. People say occult like it's something scary. It's no scarier than someone that lies in the bed next to you, says I love you baby, and then has a plan to go see someone else and have sex with them, and I love you too, and oh no, I didn't do it, and will lie to you in your face. No more dangerous than that. No more dangerous than that. You know, some people will result in, maybe there's someone that's been attracted to you, maybe someone has liked you, they are into the esoteric, and they have started practicing what I call dark manipulation of nature, what they call dark magic, or being a dark witch. People use words. That's why I said the words are not applicable. The words we use bring a lot of fear. They bring a lot of closed-mindedness, and they block people from learning and growing. And so you will fare much more well by judging things through discernment and through the energy you feel. You can use your emotions, which is a natural indicator given to us by God's source of divine that will teach you about what you're dealing with. Matter of fact, there is nothing more technologically supreme than your emotional intelligence and understanding what you feel and how to interpret what you feel through your vibrational body, and then processing it through your emotional body, then your mental body, and then coming up with an intelligent understanding of what exactly you just felt. There's nothing more supreme than that. No technology outside of you is more supreme than what you are, because it's a part of God's source, the divine, the creator of all things. I'm talking about spiritual reality because I need most of you that have been afraid of so-called occult. Okay, occult, whatever you would like to call it. Like I said, words, okay, language is causing a lot of lack of wisdom and lack of understanding. In the King James Version Bible, there's a scripture that says, "My people perish for their lack of knowledge." Okay, your enemy is the enemy of nurture. In ancient Egyptian science, nurture is nature. The enemy of nurture is that thought or ideology or religion or religious practice or thing you do all the time or thing you believe because it's been given to you as the truth, as a supreme reality, as the supreme, what did it say? It was a supreme, called it a supreme importance. That thing that you deem so important that you have to do this, that was actually learned and given to you, that you won't examine anything else. You won't examine another culture. You won't examine another type of people. You won't examine another type of person's practices because you were told it's XYZ. So that's what it is. You did no research on your own. You just accepted it. You didn't clarify it with your higher consciousness. You didn't clarify it with your soul. You just accepted it. And that is the unevolved state of mind. That is the Sahu man. That is the unevolved person that falls for anything because it doesn't know anything strong enough with a conviction within itself to stand for anything, because it's not standing on its own truth. It's standing on someone else's. I'm going to encourage you today to find your own truth. Okay? And when you find your own truth or what you believe to be the truth, make sure you do as much thorough research as you can about it so you can understand why you believe it, not me. I'm not telling you what to believe. And I'm not trying to dismantle religion because, like I said, I will never, ever stop reading the King James Version Bible. Okay? It's my foundational book. However, I will read the Quran. I will read the Book of the Dead. I will read the Bhagavad Gita. That's my choice. But Christianity is my foundation. That's my personal choice. I will read a book on Buddhism. Learn more. I'll do Buddhist chants. I personally am not limited. I don't limit myself. I believe that all knowledge of the world is for all people of the world. I don't believe that anyone's culture is their own. I believe that we can share culture and we can share wisdom and we can share knowledge and we can embrace what resonates with our own soul. Because many of us have had many incarnations and we were not always the same race. We may feel comfort from embracing a religion or a spiritual practice that may have been a part of a past life that we didn't complete the soul contract in, so we had to come back here, becoming another person in another social dynamic or culture so that we can be positioned to identify this inequity or misalignment with divine will, law, and order so that we can resolve it and clear up the ancestral karma as well as our own soul's karma, our own personal soul's karma. The soul itself, I do not believe changes. I believe it embodies different physical forms. I wasn't always in a physical form as a black woman. I know that. Everyone does not always see their past life. I was a white male at one time. I know what I felt, I know what I saw, and I know what happened to me. And I know how I died. And I'm telling you, this is my experience. I had a friend of mine that she actually, she said that she was Coco Chanel in a past life. And I believe her. She's a trucker now. I miss her. But you have to embrace what's comfortable for you. This is the thing. Live and let live. For those of you that are watching me that do not agree with what I believe, find whatever practices, which is a religion, a belief, a particular system of faith or worship, or a particular pursuit or of interest to which one ascribes supreme importance. Find your interest that you find of supreme importance, and please exit this channel, because I'm not here to convince you of anything. Okay, I'm aware that everyone will not be my audience. However, this message is going out to the collective of anyone that has flesh. If you don't resonate with the message, please leave. I'm asking you to, because I'm not here for you. I'm here for people that resonate with what I'm saying. Okay, and I wish you well. I send you divine healing energy, loving energy, respect. Namaste to you, and I respect your choice. Allow me to have mine, please. So this message is for those that question life and question the reality that they are living in, and in this physical world as well as within themselves. It's important now that we're moving towards the Aquarian age, which is the highest consciousness that you can achieve according to the divine template, okay, which is ruled by Uranus. The planet Uranus right now is moving in a way in which it's moving in tandem with the governing plan of the divine, God, source of divine, Father, Mother, God. Uranus is like the big brother, or the uncle, or like the big brother. And he's big, and he's buff, and he's strong. He's like, hey, get it together, mom and dad's not playing. I'm giving an analogy. Try to keep this as simple as possible. But that's what's going on right now as far as the collective. Divine is very tired of us not evolving. They're very tired of us acting like children. They do too much for us. They provide too much for us. They forgive too many infractions. And we are insulting the divine by not evolving. That's like your child embarrassing you because they're doing something that the family doesn't, quote unquote, like. Well, back to the King James Version Bible, it says, my people perish for their lack of knowledge. A lot of people are doing things because they don't know. Me, myself, Sister Toffee, and I call myself Sister Toffee because I was given this name. I keep telling people that. People look me up and they may find my given name. I use that name for legal purposes only. So if you'd like to write a check to KMSC.online as a donation, help yourself. You can use my given name. But my spiritual name is the name that I use because it resonates with my life purpose, and it's where I'm moving into. And what it means is one called directly by God, or one called directly by Allah. It is a Muslim name, although my foundation is Christianity. A Muslim is someone that submits to the will of God. That's really what a Muslim is. And so, when I realized that I had been groomed in ignorance from the moment I was born, honestly, until I was 50 years old, for the past couple of days, 48 hours, I've been literally like crying. Literally and emotionally, because I just realized that I have just awakened and I'm a baby at 50. My entire life has been lived in delusion, my entire life. And the people that led me to my own demise, my own destruction, but not my ultimate death, praise be to the divine, God, source the divine, thank God. And my high priest, who is the master, many people call him Jesus, I call him Yeshua Haru, my personal opinion. I call him Yahuwah or Yeshua because I don't think there was a J back then in those days. Who knows what his name is? I consider him a spirit of life. He's not a person. Just like we are not physical human forms. We are spirits. God is a spirit. And those that worship God worship in spirit, not flesh. Flesh can't glory in the presence of God. Okay? Flesh dies. It decays. It gets sick. It turns back to soil. So let me just express what I am exalting here. I'm exalting the supreme being, the divine spirit within me that has me talking to you right now. I know that this present body I'm in will pass away, but the spirit and the consciousness that I was created in and as a reflection of the divine is here speaking to you, through me, and for you. Because you have to evolve your consciousness. You are a part of the divine. You are a small extension, a ray of light stemming from the divine, and you have to master your light, your energy, and your light is nothing but your truth. When the light is present, you can see clearly and you can walk without stumbling. And so I'm here to spread light to your higher consciousness so that your lower consciousness can receive that light and process it and find your own truth. I'm not here to help the deceit inside of your secret sin. And the reason why I say that is because I had 50 years of secret sin that led me to so much self-destruction. I mean, an ocean full. If you guys knew my true story about how I self-sabotaged myself my entire life, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. But I have the Spirit of God on me. When you are led by the blind can lead you into hell. And that's exactly what happened to me. And this is not to point fingers at anyone. It's to say that when we don't examine ourselves, we don't try to find and seek our own truth, and we just follow what people say because they are a part of our culture, our family unit, or our job environment. The thing that we do, the thing that we believe, and the thing that we practice, the thing that we accept as a truth, we think and we practice, are seeds. Every thought and every deed is a seed. All the things, I don't know how old you are. Maybe you're 19, maybe you're 20, maybe you're 25, maybe you're 35. I have no idea how old you are. Okay, for my elders out there, those of you that are older, what areas in your life do you see now having unfolded or having brought in a harvest based on decisions you made a long time ago? Be they beneficial or non-beneficial. What things have you seen evolve and come to be as a result of decisions you made with particular relationships in your life? Things that, and I'm going to focus more on the things that you wish had not happened. Let's focus on that. I'm not talking about the things you did right. You obviously are successful in those areas. Touché. Let's focus on the areas where we did not do what would have been favorable to have the results we desire now. What beliefs, what religion, what practice, what particular system of faith or worship, what pursuit of interest to which we aspire to as a supreme importance made you make the decisions that you made. The third example that Oxford gave for religion, a pursuit or of interest to which one ascribes supreme importance, that does not have to be a religion. That could be any thought at all. What did you believe? Who was it that told you? And why do you think you went through that situation? And what truth do you have now out of that situation? And how will you rectify your anger or your resentment towards the person that was blind and blindly leading you? How will you forgive yourself and how will you forgive them? That is what will bring the resolve to lighten your heart and bring you into the place of balance. When you walk through the doors or the halls of Ma'at at the end of your life, when your body has dropped and you're now in the spirit realm and you're in the judgment seat, you are walking towards all, you are facing the judgment seat. God is divine, the supreme being, and whatever governing powers judge your soul will be there, weighing your heart, your life against a feather. And this is the objective. Is the reason why getting understanding is so important is because it's not about being right. It's not about being better. It's not about being the one that says, hey, I told you so. It's about understanding, because the key to that balanced heart, that feather of Ma'at, is understanding. Because once you understand why, how, why they did it, how it happened, how that information got in them, what it is that you needed to learn, from that infraction that happened to you and happened for you, because it happened for you to learn. And when it happened, what was going on in the culture, whether it was the family culture, the social culture, what was going on at that time from a collective standpoint, because it's always culture that shapes the thoughts of the people in that culture. What was the objective? What was the supreme importance during that time that you adopted that belief that made you make those decisions? And what are you going to do now to lighten your heart? Bringing balance to the heart space, lifting yourself up out of that mire of pain, that pain that was created from falling for, quote unquote, the wiles of the devil. Remember this in your time of journaling and studying self. We fight not against flesh and blood, but principalities. A principle is a thought, a truth, right? A pursuit or interest to which one ascribes supreme importance to. It doesn't mean it's good. The malevolent beings, okay, or the malevolent enemy of nurture, thoughts that are against the divine nature, their objective is to destroy. Thought forms that are against evolution but are more into destruction. You have to understand the nature of that and understand that its objective is to steal from you and to kill your dreams and your power to expand, because those beings don't want God in this earth realm. They don't want the divine in this earth realm. They don't want people to become their highest version, because you won't be able to be controlled as easily. They will always understand this earth realm has been given to both spirits in human form, man, mankind, womb man, and man, but also the malevolence. They were put here. Call them what you want. Bad spirits, demonic beings, jinns, call them what you want. I call them, just like God is a spirit, there are forms of spirit that are dark, that are malevolent, that want to destroy and steal. And they enter people. We are pure in our original nature, but we become defiled when these spirits enter us. How do I know? Sister Toffee had many. Why do you think I'm here? I'm here because I'm talking about my experience. And by the grace of the divine and my master, I've overcome them. And I'm fighting today to still maintain the solidarity between myself and God's source of divine, and my ancestral spirit guides, and my master, who is my high priest, and my higher self, which is my Ka. So that the purity of my consciousness can transfer spiritually to my children, so that they will not have to suffer. Future generations won't have to suffer like myself, and they'll live a different life. Okay? They'll live a different life. So, not to put too much out there, I don't tell people about my personal business as far as my blood family, but I'm very happy and proud of me and my child. We went through the same struggles. We fought the same devils. And I'm not quite sure where my child is now, because my child's an adult. But I do know that we definitely change ancestral karma in my family bloodline. What will you do for your family? That's the question. What will you do for your family? What ancestral karma? What pursuit of interest to which your family or your group or your culture or your colleagues have ascribed to, that's of supreme importance right now What is it going to bring 30 years down the line, 20 years down the line? What is this going to create in your family? What is going to create in your social environment? What is going to create in your city, your state, your country, the world? What is it going to create? What are you going to leave to your children? What kind of environment are you cultivating for your children? Because you're going to be back in spirit form. You can't do anything about it. Everything we say, do, think right now, we are creating an environment for our children. What do you guys want to leave? That's the question. I hope I gave you, or Spirit gave you something to think about. It's worth thinking about it. Your soul's balance at the end of this life is worth the examination. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this message. I'm going to be signing off now, and I'm going to do a tarot spread. We're going to talk about, I don't know, some kind of message Divine wants to give. If you're interested in the music that I have, it's in the background. It's called the Relax Movement. You can find them on YouTube. Non-copyright music. All right? I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully you will come and visit me for the tarot spread. We'll probably find out what's up for December. We're already moving towards it. It's the last month of the year. So, yeah, we'll talk to the Divine about what's coming up for December. Okay? I'll speak with you guys in the divinely appointed time. All right? I love you, but guess what? The Divine loves you more. Because I can only love you as much as my heart allows me. And my heart is still healing. Just like some of yours. Some of you, your hearts are probably still healing too. We're a work in progress, right? All right? All right, Sister Toffee signing off, and I will see you guys in the next video.